So I'm not sure if it was because I was the only African American or if I looked the most threatening, but a lady came up to me at work and she said, and I quote, "I will pay you or put you through college if you drown someone for me." I'm like, how much? Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great Monday so far. I feel like it's been forever since I've actually sat down in front of the camera and had a conversation with you guys. If you are new to this channel, my name is Jermaine and I am the LA Gentleman. Go ahead and subscribe and thumbs up this video so I can continue to make great content for you guys. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so I won't be keeping you long today because I'm literally about 2 seconds away from being hangry, okay? I know I have such a, a nice face, such a pretty face, but I'm not that cute when I'm hungry, all right? So, here we go. Okay, so recently something happened that caused a certain situation to come back up in my life. Something that I thought was over, but apparently it's not. I don't know if it'll ever be over, actually. So about 3 years ago, I was in California. This was actually before I moved here. I was actually visiting at the time, about to move here. I actually received a call from my bank, and they told me that there was something fishy going on with my accounts, and they asked me if I had recently purchased any boat parts. I didn't understand what they were talking about, so they explained to me that someone had been purchasing boat parts, out of Texas. I had never been to Texas. I've been to the airport in Dallas, but I mean, that's about it. So, of course, I started panicking. I'm a victim of identity theft. Somebody is about to steal my identity. This is going to be a case of Michelle Brown, that Lifetime movie, the Michelle Brown story. Oh, great. I'm going to be in prison. Who knows what's going to happen? My mind went to the worst of the worst of the worst. Okay, so I let my bank know that no, I haven't purchased any boat parts. I don't own a boat, and I don't plan to ever own a boat unless someone wants to give me one. So the bank handles the situation. They, I guess, close those accounts and open up new accounts for me, and I'm refunded the money by the bank that was used, that was stolen. So I thought that was over and done with. That was scary, but it was over. I had new account information. Maybe I had dropped some receipts, or I don't know, maybe someone got my information from online. I still actually don't know how my information got out there. So a few months go by, maybe almost 6 months go by. Nothing else had happened with my accounts. I thought the identity theft situation was over. So randomly, one day I'm sitting at the beach enjoying my weekend. I think it was a Saturday morning or something. And I'm, hanging out at the beach, enjoying the ocean, and I get a call from, I don't know, this weird number. I think it was like 998. I don't know, some weird number. I don't know, it just didn't like a normal number with an area code, etc. But I decided to answer the phone anyway. So right away, I could tell on the other line, the voice was a very firm voice. They didn't seem friendly at all, almost like I had pissed them off. After I confirmed that I was Jermaine, the guy on the phone informed me that apparently I had a court date this day and that I had missed it. I'm like, what? A court date? He says once again that I had a court date today and that I missed it and that someone would be at my house today to arrest me. Like, take me to jail. Like, jail. Do you have any idea what they would do to a guy like me in jail? Do you? So I am freaking out. I am asking the guy on the phone, like, I don't understand. What am I supposed to be in court for? Like, no one notified me. I got no letters. Like, what did I do? I'm a good citizen. I pay my taxes. I don't understand. Freaking out. I'm asking him, what can I do? How can I make this right? I don't understand. And the guy on the phone lets me know that if I pay I think it was like $500, I could not go to jail like today. So apparently, if I paid $500, I wouldn't have to go to jail today, and they would somehow, I don't know, reschedule my court date. It made sense to me because I know, or at the time, I knew nothing about the legal system. All I knew was I was about to go to jail, and that just can't happen. So I took down the guy's contact information, his name, his number. At the time, I can't remember the first name he had given me because obviously later in the story his name changes. But I don't know. Let's say it was David. I remember the name it is now, but I can't remember the first name he gave me. We'll call him David. So I'll let David know that I'll be calling him right back to pay, the $500. So when I got off the phone, I got to thinking, I was very frustrated. I started calling my friends, my family, letting everyone know that I was about to go to jail if I didn't pay $500. So I couldn't get a hold of my parents. I'm freaking out. So I decided to call the police and, get more details on the case. I didn't call the local police station right away. I called 911. And to my surprise, I am put on hold. Who puts you on hold when you call 911? Like, what if I was being, like, murdered and I'm trying to get in, contact with the police? So I'm literally on hold after calling 911 for, like, 20 minutes. What kind of foolishness is that? Someone finally answers the phone. I explained to them, briefly explain my situation. And apparently I'm supposed to be getting arrested today. And I didn't know about the court date. I was just going all over the place. And the lady on the other line was like, hold up, I'm going to give you a number to call and, call this number and they can help you out here. I'm like, oh, great. Just transfer me all over the place. I'm about to go to jail. No one cares about me. No one cares about me. I call the number and I'm speaking with the local police department in the area. And, I'm asking them, I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm like, you guys are coming to pick me up soon. What did I do? Like, I don't understand. Why am I going to jail? Like, no one notified me. No one reached out to me. I didn't get a letter. Like, is this what you guys do? Just show up and arrest people? So the officer on the line could obviously tell that I was all over the place. And he decided to look into, the situation for me. The officer looked into the situation for me and he let me know that I was actually not under arrest. I didn't have anything on my record. And he obviously didn't know what I was talking about. So I proceeded to explain to him that someone named David from the police department just called me to let me know that I'm going to jail. I mean, am I going to jail or am I not? So I began to explain the situation in depth. They're coming to my house. I'm not sure what I did, but if I paid $500 to David, I could postpone my court date. He quickly stopped me and let me know that this sounded a bit like a scam. It hadn't even crossed my mind that this could potentially be a scam and that an officer was asking me for money to keep me out of jail. For some reason, that just didn't cross my mind. So the officer asked me had I recently taken out any loans or if I had recently been in a situation where someone could have gotten my personal information. I let the officer know that my identity had been stolen a few months prior, and we pretty much came to the conclusion that what happened this day could possibly be related to, my identity theft, situation that happened months prior. After speaking with the police officer, at the local police station, and him confirming that I am not wanted, I am not on the most wanted list, and that I am not going to prison, I felt so much better. All right, so months went by. I pretty much actually forgotten about that situation happening until one day I was actually going into work. As soon as I walked in, all of my coworkers stopped what they were doing and they were just looking at me as I walked, towards my desk. I was very confused and very uncomfortable. Shortly after I sat down, my boss actually came and she asked if she could speak with me in the back. So naturally, I have a lot of nervous energy. I just keep it compressed. But when my boss actually asked me to see her in the back, I could have literally hit the floor. We were speaking in the back and she lets me know that there was a phone call for me earlier and that someone named Rick was looking for me. I let her know that I didn't know anyone named Rick, but I would call him back. All right, big deal. I have a missed call from someone named Rick. Big deal. why is everyone acting so strange? So my boss lets me know that Rick was looking for me because apparently I had stolen money from him and I owed him, X amount of dollars. So all of the old feelings, from the beach, from, my identity theft situation, all of those old feelings started coming back up. And I was, freaking sweating like nobody's business. I was so nervous and I was so embarrassed that, like, this person, now with a new name, had found out where I worked and had contacted my job and told them that I had stolen money from him. So now I'm freaking out. I let my boss know that this is more than likely a scam and that I had been dealing with, some identity theft issues, months prior. I'm not sure at the time she believed me. She just had that kind of, look going on. So that just made me feel even worse. At the time, I wasn't sure how he, got my work contact information or how he even knew where I worked. So I grabbed my cell phone and I ran outside to, call this number that he had left so I could just, fix this and straighten this out, once and for all. Right away, I started lighting him up, saying words that I wouldn't dare repeat, on this camera right now. I definitely let him know that I had spoken to the police, that he's fake and he's wasting his time, contacting me, trying to, get money from me. And on another note, if you're trying to get money from someone, you got the wrong person. So after getting my last few words in, because I had to get the last word, because, we're a petty generation, I hung up on the guy and blocked that number. Even though I knew this was a scam and I had spoken to police officers about it, I still couldn't help but to feel a little anxious about the situation. I wasn't sure how he got my, contact information or my work contact info. Everything was just, I don't know, kind of scary. All right, so the next day, I continuously keep getting these calls from these random, numbers with different area codes: New York, Florida, Texas, just different states, just constantly calling my phone all day. These numbers were just calling and calling and calling, and I wasn't answering any of them until I got so fed up, I decided to answer the phone. And who was it? My good friend, Rick. So I think he pretty much got the hint that I knew it was a scam, and so he stopped calling again for about a year. Fast forward goes this way. Fast forward to the year 2016, which is this year. I get a call about a month ago from Rick, from a completely different number. I've blocked so many numbers. So by now, I had dealt with this dude for over 2 years now, calling from so many different numbers. My initial thought wasn't that I was going to prison anymore, so I was a little bit calmer. So he lets me know that he knows where I live and that he will be coming to arrest me. And the whole time I'm just thinking, I wish he would. Of course, he proceeded to call the next day, and that's when he left this voicemail.
Jermaine, class act. You are a class act because you're ignorant and disrespectful. We will be coming to cuff you and put you in chains.
Put me in chains? This is not the homicide. So I spoke to the police department once again, letting them hear the voicemail and explaining, everything, that has happened over these past 2.5 years. The officers actually advised me to just break communication with, with this guy. If I see any foreign numbers that I don't really know, just don't answer them. They also let me know that this type of thing actually happens quite often. If you do shop online or handle any kind of business, online a lot, this could potentially happen to anyone. They also let me know that these types of people usually live in different countries and they make a living by scamming Americans. It is kind of an unsolved mystery because we don't really know who this guy is. I haven't heard from him since, the voicemail, so maybe it's over. Maybe I'll hear from him again in a year or two. I just want to, inform you guys to definitely be careful and take extra precaution when doing anything online. Unfortunately, now I'm kind of one of those paranoid identity people to an extent. When I receive letters or personal information, I just feel like I have to burn everything now, which isn't that bad because I do have a fire pit, and I always need stuff to burn. Do you guys have any crazy stalker stories or any identity theft stories? I love to hear and find out what you did to get rid of this pesky person. If you did, let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to chat with you guys just to hear a little bit about your story. Ace has been knocked out. Ace. Ace. Hey. Hey. How you doing? You alright back there? Hey. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Let me know about your experiences in the comments below. And until next time, oh, you not want to do the outro? And until next time, keep it classy, guys. Alright? Peace. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those eyes?